I'm sorry, Catherine, but from now on, I'll be taking Alex from you, okay? What kind of reason is that? The two of you get back here right now. I don't even get why you think texting me something like that was such a good way to try and end things. I'm not gonna let you off the hook, Nicole. I don't really care if you're okay with this or not. That's why I think the two of us should just calm down now. But he just took your older sister's fiancé from her. Why the hell would you do something so horrible to me? For how long have the two of you been dating behind my back? We only just started going out with each other. Alex and his friends came into the bar I've been working part-time at. And after talking for a little while, they asked me to join them for drinks after my shift finished. And so I did. And then from there, the two of us started to really get into one another. And that's how we started dating. What? Maybe I'm the reason some stick in the mud like you ended up losing your fiancé and chance at marriage. I'm sure once he got a taste of me and my fantastic character, he no longer needed you around. You should be thankful that I was able to save him from your grips when he was looking for something a bit more colorful with another woman. Excuse me? I'm gonna be honest, I've always hated the idea of you. You were the more serious of us two, and Mom and Dad always seemed to care more about you. You did so well in high school and in college and always ended up finishing at the top. And when it came to you finding a job, you landed a spot in a very large and still growing company. And even after all of that, you decided to find a man that was going to marry you. That's disgusting to me. So for the longest time, I just thought it would be nice if at least once I could do better than you. You're kidding me. That's going to be your reason for stealing my fiancé away from me? Well, to be frank, I didn't think this would work out so well for me, but Alex turned out to be a lot more into me than I was expecting. I think he really wasn't happy with the effort you put into the relationship you guys had before. Huh? All I had to do was show him a little loving, and he immediately told me that he loved me. He said that I'm way more cute than you, and know how to have fun. He then said that if he had to choose who to make his wife, he'd rather have me over you. What? And I've been hearing from both Mom and Dad that they want me to hurry up and find a life of my own outside their house. So now that I have your man with me, I'll be leaving. I'll make sure to do what you never could and make Alex one big, happy man for you. Hey, Alex. Do you really plan to just throw away the plans you and I had together? Are you really okay with running away with Nicole and starting a life with her?
Yeah, I plan on marrying Nicole now. But having to marry your little sister after saying I would marry you, I don't think that'll go over well with your parents. And so that's why I think the two of us are gonna have to stay away from you guys forever and have our wedding.
We've been dating for 5 years, and I was so happy to have you finally propose to me. So why the hell would you throw me away like this? Was there something so wrong with me that made you choose that path?
Well, there was, yeah. If you want me to make this blunt, I'd say that dating you always tired me out a lot. You were always way too serious about everything. I was fine with that at first, but being with someone as perfect as you started to put loads of pressure on me.
Huh?
You ended up graduating from a university far better than mine, and with the work you found, you're making way more money than me in a year. And when it comes to your cooking and cleaning, you're just too perfect. You've even started to diet for the wedding we had planned on, and you've lost 20 pounds. Being next to someone that is so perfect and always does everything right, it's tough.
You're saying that's all been tough on you? I remember you telling me something completely different when we started dating. You said that you liked all of those things about me, right? You would always cheer me on doing so well, but now you're saying that was too much for you?
Of course, when we first started going out, I really liked all of that about you. But come on, you being that perfect just wore me out. It made me feel like I was never good enough for you, and just a mess. And it always hurt me thinking that way.
Really?
If maybe you were bad at cooking, or maybe didn't do chores that well, At least then, I would have accepted you more as wife material.
Hold on, Alex. You told me a while back that you didn't like my cooking or the way I did chores, so I went through all the hard work to make myself perfect for you. And now you're saying you don't like that and want me to have some weak points? I went through days and weeks of learning how to do better and how to cook all the meals you liked, and now you're telling me I've been doing too well and that it's tired you out? You can't say things like that to me, Alex.
Shut up. I don't expect for you to understand how I'm feeling right now. Unlike you, my education is less, and the money I make is less. Can't you see that living in your shadow for years now has made me feel insignificant?
Alex!
So unlike you, your little sister is perfect for being at my side. No matter where I take her, she always praises me for taking her to places she's never seen before. Whenever I do anything with her, she's so cute and tells me how well I'm doing. Even when I just take her out to eat fast food, she'll say how happy she is I'm paying for her. I guess men can never resist a woman that actually looks up to them as their man of the house.
I see. So you never got any of those reactions from me then, huh?
When it comes to a married couple, the love they show for each other goes both ways. But when one is perfect compared to the other, they begin to tire the other one out. I'm happy that you and I were able to be together, but now that I've just seen how perfect you are, I think you'd be better off by yourself so that you can continue to be better than everyone else. See ya!
Catherine, I plan on coming back to Mom and Dad's house today, and so I plan on also taking over your room, okay? Wait, Nicole? I saw that while Alex and I have been away from everyone, you ended up going back to Mom and Dad's house, right? So that must mean you've been living in my bedroom while I've been gone, right? I'd like for you to give me my room back now. I'm sorry, but it's time for you to leave their house again. I'll be needing that room back by today. Wait a second, Nicole. Why are you coming back here now? The whole reason that Mom and Dad brought me back to live with them is because they were completely shocked by the way you ran off with Alex and married him. Yet now you think you can come back and live here? Well, actually, Alex and I have split up, and that's why I'll be coming home now. You guys broke up? But didn't you tell me the whole reason you took him from me was because you made him so much happier? I heard that you guys have already gotten married to each other than everything. Well, I found out that he wasn't as happy with me as I first thought, so that's why the two of us got a divorce. What? I mean, Alex turned out to be a bit more of a handful man than I first thought he'd be. If I didn't tell him how happy I was about him every other moment that we were together, he'd get all upset with me and throw a fit. And he'd even start getting all childish and say that because he didn't make me happy anymore, he'd no longer pay for my food at restaurants, even though we were married. So after a little bit of dealing with his attitude, I just couldn't do it anymore. And that's the reason for you two to get a divorce? Also, you think that because I'm so cute and he was able to get a young wife like me, he'd work harder to make more money for us, right? Well, after 3 years, he still wasn't making any more than he was when we met first. I thought if he could be with someone as amazing as you, he'd at least be able to make a lot of money himself. Yet, he never once got a raise or anything, so I told him it was over. And so you think you can just casually come home now? I can't believe you're not even embarrassed by any of that. Huh? Why would I be embarrassed? There's tons of people that return to their parents' house after getting divorced. However, in my case, my room has been taken over by you. I can't believe you do something like that to me. The only one I can't believe is you. Mom, Dad, and myself have no plans forever forgiving you for what you did. So go out and find a place to live at by yourself because you're not welcome back here. I can't. I don't even have the money right now to get a place for my own. And while living together with Alex for a while, I began to miss the easy life I had back with Mom and Dad. When I didn't have parents around to do all the cooking and cleaning for me, it felt like a nightmare. So that's why I'll definitely be coming home. I should have known you'd be that self-centered. And that's why I chose to sell most of your things, and I'll be using the money to take care of my shopping. Wait, you sold my things? Wait! Where the hell are you right now, Nicole? I thought you told me you were only just starting to coming back home right now. Huh? Actually, I've been home for a little bit now. I saw that you guys had changed the lock to the house and all, but the back sliding door was open, so I chose to let myself in. And then I went right to your room and put them all on social media, and they sold. What? And so, with that, I'd like you to go live on your own now. You don't even have a room here anymore. And I'm sorry, but I had all my things delivered here today, so I'm already unpacking. But I've already been living on my own already. Huh? I still don't understand why you'd break into the house on your own and then end up selling all the things in that room. There's really no hope left for a child like you. Wait, so you've already gone back to living on your own again? That's strange. I heard that after losing your fiancé, you ended up moving back in with Mom and Dad. That's right, and to keep Mom and Dad from worrying about you and me, I ended up going home to them. But right after that, we chose to sell that house and move out. Huh? You sold the house? And then, after we'd done that, I went back to living on my own again. Mom and Dad went and moved into a condo, and that's where they're living at the moment. What the heck? I never knew about any of that. Why would you guys sell that place without ever telling me? Shut the hell up, Nicole. It's your fault in the first place that we chose to never speak to you again about anything ever again. Huh? Why are you blaming me for this? The story of you and Alex running away from us after you stole him from me started to spread around the neighborhood. And then they'd always come to us about it, and it was completely embarrassing. No matter what we tried to do or where we tried to go, everyone was talking about how we did something wrong to upset you two, and that's why you ran. And since we could never get anyone to shut up about you guys, we had to end up running ourselves. Whoa, so that all happened when I was gone, huh? We thought that at some point everyone would just leave us alone, and we could wait until then. But over time, more and more people would come by and say things to us, and it was driving us mad. Luckily, at the time we all were fed up, Dad was able to get his retirement and we were able to sell that house. Is that so? And because of that, I chose to go back to living on my own. And Mom and Dad wanted to relax somewhere far away, and that's why they chose to move into a condo resort. Huh? Wait a minute. So, the things that I chose to sell have nothing to do with you? That's right. None of us live in that house anymore. Well, then who's the things that I ended up selling and throwing away? It's none of your things and you guys ended up selling this place? Whose things were all of those? I have no clue. We left that house to be sold by realtors. I heard that they might have turned out to renting the house out. Maybe those things that were in there belong to the realtors or something like that. But Mom and Dad and I have no idea who's living there now. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap! So that means that I have just broken into the house and sold the things of someone I don't know? I really just did something that I really shouldn't have done, right? Yeah, normally that'd be something that the police would have to get involved with, and that's why I took the liberty of calling them for whoever owns that house. I think that both the police and the realtors will be showing us there soon now. So just hang tight and stay quiet so that they can handle everything for you. What? You're lying about calling the police on me, right? Did you really just sell me out to the police? I can't just look away from a crime, and so I'll be going now.
Catherine, it's been a while. Are you doing all right for yourself?
Oh, hi, Alex. I'm doing all right here, but I'd assume you're in need of help. I heard about it already from Nicole, but the two of you got divorced.
Yeah, I was finally able to get away from her, and things feel a whole lot better. Being married to Nicole was the worst experience of my life. I honestly wonder why I even chose to marry her in the first place.
Huh?
At first, I thought it was cute how she always relied on me for everything, but things never changed between us, and she never got any better. She never worked a job, and she'd barely be able to get any of the housework done. That whole time, it just felt as though I was the one doing everything. Having to live with someone like that really burned me out.
But wasn't that the kind of marriage you wanted? After all, you didn't want to have to marry someone as perfect as me, right? That's the reason you said you loved Nicole and you ran off with her to get married.
Well, I finally realized what happened there. I was too naive at the time to realize that I really should have stayed with someone that was better than me. In reality, I have always still loved you, actually. So please, Catherine, can you and I get married?
What?
I'm sorry for hurting you 3 years ago. I really must have left you with sad memories of the day Nicole and I ran away from you and your family. But I promise from now on that I'll make all of that up to you by making you the happiest girl. I'll show you that I can be a man that doesn't create stupid situations and cause you embarrassment. And I will never again say something as selfish as you being too perfect for me and tiring me out. So please marry me.
I'm sorry, I have my wedding tomorrow.
What? Your wedding? You're going to be getting married tomorrow then?
Yes, I started going out with an awesome man, and so we're getting married. And even the kind of man that respects all the effort I've put into becoming who I am, and strives to become perfect himself. He told me that he wants to be with me, not only because he loves me, but because he sees my achievements as something he wants to set as his own goals.
No, that guy is definitely lying to you. I'm sure he'll just end up like me from the past, and leave you right before the wedding. I think if you plan to get married, you should come back to me.
Thank you for worrying about me, but I'll be fine. The man I'm with now graduated from the same college as me, and he's even started working within the same company as me too.
What?
Unlike you, he seems to enjoy being with me and only feels the pressure to fight as hard as I do to succeed. And when I told him about the reasons why you left me for Nicole, he started to burst out laughing about you. He said you had all the wrong reasons for feeling pressured. I just had to tell him that you were a pathetic man.
What? Excuse me?
He even told me that even if either one of us begins to make far more than the other, he'd never let that be a reason to leave me. He said that having someone close to him that was strong enough to make large amounts of money makes him feel so happy inside. And that'll be the man that I marry tomorrow.
Wait, Catherine, I finally come around to noticing that as well. So don't you think it'd be easier to come back to me?
I'm going to say no, thank you. Well, now I have to start getting myself prepared for the wedding tomorrow. Have a good one, Alex. What am I going to do, Catherine? I was just given a bill from the realtors asking me to pay them back $20,000 for all the things I sold. They're telling me that if I don't get the money to them soon, that I'll be taken away by the police. Wait, you still haven't gone to jail yet? Those are some really kind realtors then. They aren't kind at all. They're asking me for $20,000. How would I ever be able to just have that kind of money laying around right now? But you have the money from selling all the other things as well as the money from the divorce, right? That should be enough to pay all of it. Well, if it's not too much to ask, can you help me out of this a little? You're working for a large company with a huge salary right now, right? So you should already have a lot saved up in your savings, right? I do, but I'm not going to help you. Then can you at least tell me where Mom and Dad moved to so that I can go and see them? I tried yesterday to call both of them for some reason. Neither of them picked up. I really just wanted to go back to living with them. I want to live together with Mom and Dad again. But you showed us that you wanted to be away from them for the rest of your life when you ran away with Alex. You told the both of them to shut up and just let you go. Yet now you're asking for them to take you back in after all you did? I don't get it. Especially when it was all your fault for even having to sell our old house. Well, that was, Well, I guess if you'd like, you can go talk to them. But I remember them both telling me very clearly that they don't want to see you anymore. They are both telling me that now, actually, as we speak. Right now? So you guys are all together right now? Well, yeah, today's the day of my wedding, right? They're here right now to celebrate the wedding of their only daughter, after all. What? You're getting married today? Because of you taking that dirtbag Alex away from me, I was able to find a much more appropriate man for me to live with. So I have to say thank you for that. But since you stole my fiancé from me, I will never be forgiving you. Now, have a great time with the police. You don't have the money, so you might as well make it easy for everyone and go to jail. After that, Nicole went around to anyone she could find asking them to give her some money to help her pay off her troubles, and it seems she was able to make that happen. However, because she had to give all her money to them, she's now stuck working nights at a local bar in town every day of the week. But I've heard from rumors that everything has really gotten to her, and she's now doing worse than ever trying to gamble her money away for a lucky hit. And to make things worse, she started working at a strip club to make a little extra cash. But with her gambling problems only getting worse, she's now going to even further into debt trying to fight her stress. And as for Alex, he had tried going back to live with his parents again, but they already knew about what he'd done and told him to never show his face to them ever again. Right now, he's working at a toy factory in town, and on his days off, he's trying as hard as he can to find someone that'll marry him. But because he's holding such terrible standards for all the women he meets, like them having to make more money than him, and that they have to be perfect at doing housework, he hasn't found anyone willing to be with him.
Dad, did you finish work? I was going to make some omelet for dinner, but we are out of ketchup. Yeah, I was just about to leave. I forgot I had a committee meeting, so I have to work on a few things and then I'll be home. Would it be okay to have dinner after that? Sure, you want me to cook? No, I'll cook, it's okay. I want to make omelet. I don't have school tomorrow, so it's no problem. Can you pick up ketchup on your way home? Of course I can. But is my cooking that bad? Well, the last time you made omelet, it turned out to be a poached egg, right? Right. Oh, by the way, there's the movie you've been wanted to see on TV tonight. Oh, the one I have been dying to see? Let's finish everything and watch it together before we go to bed. I'll make sure I'll record it just in case.
Hey Sean, remember me? You didn't block me, did you? Are you getting this?
What? Who is this?
Have you forgotten already? That's cold. But I understand since I haven't seen you for 7 years. This is your mother.
You're kidding, right? There's no way she'd contact me now. Are you really my mother?
I tried calling home, but there was no answer. I remembered I had your old cell phone from elementary school. So I just looked at the phone book to get your contact. I hope Heather is doing well too.
You've got to be kidding me. What do you want now?
What? Is it so weird for a mother to worry about her son and daughter? She was 3 years old when I left, right? She wasn't even talking yet. But she has grown, hasn't she? I mean, she was more like Daddy, but she must look like me by now, doesn't she?
Seriously, you've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea how we felt when you saw you left?
What? Well, it's true that it was a hassle to leave when your dad was around, so I left when he was at work. And you were in elementary school, and I only said bye-bye to you.
You're still with that guy from back then, aren't you? You're not my mother. You should be ashamed of yourself for leaving us like that. You are a disgrace to this family. Don't contact me. I don't have time for you.
I know you're busy right now. Your father had an accident and went to heaven.
What?
It's sad, isn't it? But you know what? Someday we'll all go to heaven, and you will have eternal rest. That's why there's nothing to be sad about.
I didn't know you had that kind of faith. And yet you had an affair.
I heard through a friend that the funeral is the day after tomorrow, so I texted you. I thought I'd go to the funeral. It's too much for just you and Heather to take care of the funeral, right?
Are you kidding me? Don't come. I don't need your help. I'll take care of everything.
Really? I thought I'd be nice to you. And you're turning down my generous offer. What a sad little boy you've grown up to be. I wonder how he raised you. You're my son, so you should act like it.
Seriously, you're a joke. You've done nothing for us your whole life. And you're gonna talk bad things about my dad? What kind of nerve do you have?
Well, then good luck with the funeral. I'm going to the funeral anyway. I have to go get my money and my inheritance.
Huh? What's that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the inheritance from your father. And the title to the land and house where you live now. I'm supposed to get it when he's gone.
What? You're going to get it?
That's right. Your father promised me. He promised me that if he goes to heaven first, I will get the house and all the money. That's why I'm going to get it just like he promised. I'm going to get all of his inheritance. So after the funeral, the house will be mine too. I'll move in with my new husband. You guys have to leave.
Huh? What do you mean we have to leave?
Isn't it obvious? My husband doesn't want me to live with my ex-husband's children. I'm already divorced, so I'm not obligated to support you. I have no choice but to ask you to leave.
No, seriously. Don't be silly. You left 7 years ago and now you want us to leave? And you're going to get all the inheritance?
That's the way it is. The distribution of inheritance is governed by the will of your father. I don't care what you say. He said he's going to give it all to me. The money, the house, everything. If you want to hate me, hate your dad who said he'd give it all to me.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't care about me, but Heather is only 9 years old. If we both get kicked out, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live?
I don't care anything about that. I don't have custody of you. I don't have any obligation to take care of you. Why don't you just go to an institution or something?
You've got to be kidding. How little sense of responsibility do you have? Why did you even give birth to us?
Because your daddy wanted to have children, that's all. Now pack your things so you can leave as soon as the funeral's over. Make sure you pack your things well. Bye-bye, handsome.
Sorry to contact you at this late hour of the night. If this is Sean's account, I have something important to tell you, and I need you to reply. I know your father, and I am sending you a picture as proof. Who is this? This picture is from my elementary school graduation, right? I'm tired today. I don't want any more trouble. Hold on a second, will you? My name is Nathan. I'm your grandfather. My grandfather? You mean my father's father? Yes, that's right. Nice to talk to you, Sean. I'm so sorry for your loss. I didn't get a chance to contact you until this happened. Your father gave me your contact some time ago, but I couldn't text you. And I ended up leaving it until now. No, wait a minute. I don't like it when you suddenly text me like this. Seriously, you're my grandfather? I was told that neither of my parents have any relatives. That's right. You're right to be skeptical. I've never met you since you were born. I opposed your parents' marriage. After a big fight with your father, I sort of kicked him out of my family. We've been almost completely separated. I didn't know that. When you were born, he contacted me with pictures, but I didn't return his calls. But he still contacted me regularly, but I never returned them. He was always seemed to be fine, so I just assumed it would happen eventually. I'm ashamed to admit that I just found out today that he was even divorced. I'm really sorry I couldn't help you at a critical time. No, that's okay. It's not your fault that they're divorced. Don't worry about it. Besides, the three of us were always laughing and having a good time, so... Thank you for saying that, Sean. So, I was wondering if we could talk about the future. Will you make me your guardian? What? Since your father is gone and you are still underage, you'll have a hard time living and go to school without a guardian. I think it would be better if I could stay as close to your life as possible. Because as it is, and even if you have a house, it would be difficult to live just you and Heather. Well, it's true that I was wondering what I would do. Right? Children can't just live on your own. I was wondering if you would be willing to let me and my wife to be your guardians. You know, in situations where you need a guardian or a guarantor and of course financial assistance. What? Are you sure? Of course. I want to help you because I couldn't do anything for you until now. This is my own atonement, and I'd be very grateful if you guys would let us. We're willing to do whatever it helps. Well, thank you, but Is it possible for Heather to live at your house? And if possible, I'd like you to be my guarantor to rent an apartment. What? What do you mean? What about the house you live in now? You probably don't have to pay the mortgage, right? You don't have to leave your house. Actually, I got a text from my mom today. Apparently, Dad promised her that she'd get his inheritance when he's gone. So she told me and Heather to move out of the house. Are you serious? She said she's going to live with her new husband. She said we should go to an institution or something. I honestly don't know what to do. That woman is still a jerk, even at her age. Oh, I'm sorry. She's your mother. No, I'm afraid that's exactly what I think about her, too. She should be ashamed of herself to send her own children away. She's not even entitled to get your father's inheritance. I looked it up on the internet, and it seems like she's not entitled to it, right? Right, she's not. She seems so sure of herself. So, if I could rely on you, I want to ask you to take care of Heather. I'll drop out of high school, rent an apartment and work, and I want Heather to go to college. You don't have to, don't worry. You guys don't have to be separated, and you don't have to quit school. Really? I really don't want to be apart from Heather either. I was fed up with school every day, but it makes me sad if I think about I have to drop out, and I wouldn't be able to see my friends anymore. I understand your feelings. I've already caused your father a lot of pain by kicking him out, and I can't forgive her for saying such unbelievable things. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry about anything. You did your best. Thanks, Grandpa. I'll make sure I keep you both together. That's the only way I can be forgiven by my son and myself.
Hey, I'll be there around 1 p.m. today. Have you made arrangements to move out, or do you live there? I thought you'd call me, but you didn't. I dare you to do it yourself, but you're just a kid after all. Hey, are you ignoring me? Are you trying to go against me? Poor little child. Hey, let me in the house. How long are you going to ignore me? Don't you want to know when the moving date is due? Or are you already gone?
Hello, Amanda. I'm the one who put someone in front of the entrance to not let you through. You're nothing but a thief.
Huh? What are you talking about? I mean, you're not Sean, are you? Who are you?
It's been a long time. I wish I'd worked harder to stop you and my son from getting married. I'm Nathan, Rick's father. Do you remember me?
Huh? Don't tell me you're that hard-headed guy. That's Sean's cell phone, isn't it? Why do you have it? You're the one who screwed up my plan, remember? How could I forget?
I have Sean's phone on me right now. I'll answer it for you. It's the security guard at the door. He's from the company I'm the chairman of, and he's here to help us. It seems some shameless person is trying to deceive my grandson.
Huh? It's none of your business. This is about me and my children. Can you just not get involved in this?
Of course it's my business. He's my grandson. You're trying to deceive him and get the money and the house. What kind of nerve do you have?
Huh? I didn't deceive him. It's just that the wife gets her husband's inheritance. What's wrong with that?
You're already divorced.
I'm just asking to get the present Rick promised to give me long time ago.
What right do you have as a non-spouse? Unless there is a will, only Sean and Heather can inherit. You, the ex-wife, have no right. Why don't you go ask your lawyer?
Oh my God! Rick promised me to give me everything. That's a fine will, isn't it? The house and the inheritance are mine. When we got married in the first place, you were against it, and you wouldn't allow us to get married. That's why we're in this mess.
Huh?
I wouldn't have run off with another man if he was the heir to a big company. Well, I didn't think it was a good idea to marry him either, when he was going to be the next president of a big company. But he had to give up to be the next president. I guess he thought he was attractive without it.
Enough. You are definitely not going to get his inheritance, not even a penny.
I told you I have my right. Give it to me already.
Then show me proof that he promised you that.
What?
The will, the letters, the voice recorder? Show them if you have them.
What? No, that wasn't a love letter. He wrote that he would give me anything if I go out with him before Christmas. Now the whole inheritance is mine. This house will be mine and my young husband's. Well, the letter was so gross, so I tore it up and threw it away.
Oh, so you're going to keep it all to yourself because he promised, without the letter? Can you say the same thing in court?
What?
Well, if you don't change your mind, we'll have no choice but to file a claim for reduction of the estate and go to court. I have no proof, but I made a verbal promise before the divorce that I would get my inheritance. So I'm going to keep my inheritance and my house to myself, and I'm going to kick my kids out of here. That's what you're going to say in front of the judge. I have a lot of contacts with lawyers.
You're going to court? How far are you going to get involved in this? I told you not to get involved.
I'm Sean and Heather's grandfather, so I'm not a stranger. You're the one who divorced Rick and gave up custody, so you're a stranger. If you insist any longer, I'll sue you. It's better for you to run away while you can.
No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. We are going to stay in this house. We've already sold our old house, too. My stuff is in storage. I'm in a hotel. I quit my job because of my inheritance. I've spent almost all of my money. I can't go home even if you ask me to.
It doesn't matter what I say. I'm sure you'll find a way to survive.
Well, can't you at least pay for the move and the first month's rent? You have money, don't you?
Don't talk to me like that. You're making me sick. You really are an insane woman. We're all busy with the funeral today. I'd like to send him away peacefully. We can't afford to have a non-family member stay here.
I'm just a regular morning guest. Please let me stay.
Rick's funeral will be a family affair. Anyone who is not a member of the family, please leave. Oh, I think it's time for me to go, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh no! Please wait. Don't kick me out.
My mother really wanted to get us out. She didn't have a place to move to. She was making so much noise in front of the house, so Grandpa called the police and they took her away. I was glad it was quiet by the time of the funeral. She contacted me several times after the next day, but Grandpa blocked all of them, so I never heard from her again. After that, I heard she had a fight with her husband because she didn't get her inheritance. He stole all of Mom's money and took off. To be honest, I felt happy when I thought she would be unhappy. She went after him, and now I don't know her whereabouts. I just hope she won't cause us any more trouble. I wonder what my father thought was so good about her. Grandpa says she used to be a very beautiful woman. And my father, knowing her character, was concerned about her. Apparently, he made a new will every year on his birthday. Sometime after my father's funeral, the lawyer who was in charge of the case contacted me and found out about it. I felt that my father, who was a single parent, had really taken good care of us. And in the will, there was a note about Grandpa. It says Grandpa was a difficult man, but he cared about his son. He told us to contact him if we ever needed anything, and our lives took a big turn. It was a very loving environment. After the funeral, Heather and I continued to live in our original house under the guardianship of Grandpa and Grandma. We were both allowed to go to school as before. In addition, Grandpa hired a maid to take care of our housework every day, and we are living more comfortably than before. Both Heather and I have been able to spend our lives without any difficulties,